We're live.
Welcome to 4th and 10 right here on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, wherever else you're listening. Hopefully you're not listening at all.
What?
Hopefully you're watching.
That's true.
Hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube right now.
Hi.
As I copy the link to promote it via our socials. This is a very, very professional podcast. Please please subscribe, comment, whatever. Everything helps. Every sort of interaction helps. If you just want to put a bad word in the comments.
We're a geriatric podcast trying to figure out how to stay alive.
We're just like, whatever you kids do.
We're going to try to keep up with these TikTokers.
Right. If you want to TikTok us, if you want to, if you want to
X us,
if you want to share us, if you want to Facebook us, if you want to poke us on Facebook, you can do that.
But you should like and subscribe and hit the bell.
Yeah. My name is Nathan Owens. You can find me on Twitter at Nate Owens Comedy, Instagram, TikTok, Nathan Owens Comedy, or NathanOwensComedy.com. Let's not everybody's here, but Dan is.
the other half of our cream.
Yeah. Happy
of
Black
our Oreo extravaganza.
Happy Black History Month.
Hi.
It's just
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We can authentically say that.
Yeah, because you're big on Valentine's Day.
We do not celebrate.
Okay, so not a Happy Valentine's Day from Dan.
I mean, Allison celebrates with our kids.
Okay.
And but I don't know if it's by luck or by sheer just not trying ever on Valentine's Day. My wife has zero expectations around Valentine's Day.
When did you stop celebrating Valentine's Day? Because you do it like in elementary school and stuff.
Yeah, I would say like, specifically Allison and I. There, like high school, we celebrated Valentine's Day. It was an excuse to go out during the weekday, typically, for me to see my girlfriend. And then in college, we would do it, but we would do it. We were poor and we could we'd go eat Doc Shays. Like it was like everyone was in the same boat. I think when it's when we started when we got married and we started living together and we were like, we're not gonna go spend $200 on a meal we don't really want.
Okay. When
we can just we're just here, we're just doing it.
Yeah. Producer Joel, do you do Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I do Valentine's Day with my girlfriend, but I mean, it's just we like fun dress up date nights regardless.
Okay.
So it's just an extra one. So we'll try to go out.
So you make a reservation to
Yeah. I mean, but we do that a lot outside of Valentine's Day too. So it's not like the only time we do anything. But she's a big fan of all holidays. We don't have to go overboard, but she just likes to celebrate regardless of what it is.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, I really like the cheese.
What about y'all?
I love the cheese of Valentine's Day.
Okay, so you woke up. Libby woke up with a card this morning. Flowers.
No, it's all.
Okay, so where does the cheese come in?
Libby does not like the cheese.
Okay.
I love if it were up to me, I would wake up in.
So Nate woke up to a card.
Yeah, I would wake up in heart-shaped boxers, with the rose in my mouth.
Yes.
And
this picture, I wish one day we'll have an AI building this picture.
I would remove my CPAP mask and immediately put a rose there. And that's how I would start. No,
singing a song.
Singing a song, probably something.
Usher.
Maybe a little Usher.
Yeah,
a little
Confessions.
Not Confessions. What? That's the least romantic song that Usher has. There's 10 of them.
R.I.P. Confessions.
Yeah. Do you think each kid knows which confession is them? You think there's a kid out there that's like, I'm confession number 3?
This moment in my life is the moment that I find out that Confessions is about children.
What's about cheating? He's confessing. The chick on the side, it says she's got one on the way. These are my confessions.
So again.
Anyway,
I've met him. but I didn't know that.
Our Valentine's Day is we cook a big breakfast for dinner,
Okay.
and we watch Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Why is that a Valentine's Day movie?
Because it's just the movie. The first time we celebrated Valentine's Day together, we didn't really know each other too well. We started dating in November.
Okay.
So Valentine's Day is
I
February.
vividly remember this. We lived together at the time.
We don't really know. So we don't really know we're still getting to know each other. We're still learning what kind of like movies each other. And we found out that we both loved Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay.
And so when we were deciding like what movie to watch, we're like, why are we trying to force it? Let's just watch a movie we both really like.
Yeah.
So we watched Oh Brother, Where Art
It is
Thou?
a great movie.
It's a phenomenal movie. It's one of might be top 5 for me. Definitely top 10. So, and that's when we were like, oh, did we just watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou on Valentine's Day? Like that feels weird.
Interesting.
And then the next year we just went ahead and did it. And then,
the tradition was born.
yeah. So I'm running. Got a Kroger pickup after this
Okay.
with heart Reese's roses and some stuff for breakfast that I'll cook tonight.
That is romantic.
Yep. You just got to find your thing.
Yeah. We found kids. That kind of Allison did. The kids woke up to like cards and
Yeah.
a little present this morning, and I literally she went out for a run this morning, and I was like, I have like cards. There's a company called Paperwork that like sends me like, hey, you're gonna need these cards for the next 6 months. It's great. You should check them out.
That's really good.
And so I was like scrambling to try to find where I'd put them. And she walks in, she's like, what are you looking for? I go, nothing. And she goes, you're looking for
Yeah,
a card to
you're
write
not
to
a
me
great
this
liar.
morning. And I go, sure am. Literally, she's standing next to me fixing our baby's bottle, and I'm writing her Valentine's Day card as she's standing next to me, and I just turn and go, here you go.
Here you go.
There you go.
Are you a fan of the blank card, or do you want something written in it already?
I want space to write my own, but I want something giggly on the right.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
a little giggly.
Just a little giggle?
Yeah.
Just a little,
Yeah. What do you think Travis Kelce got Taylor Swift?
a Super
Valentine.
Bowl.
Oh, you think that's what she wanted?
I have no idea. I'm sure Travis Kelce's assistant got Taylor Swift something really nice. There's no way he had time to prepare. There's a chance.
About her house.
Yeah.
Here you
That
go.
is true. Here you go. Here's a key.
In Malibu.
Yeah, and she was like,
Listen,
"Oh,
she
thanks."
doesn't need him to buy a house though. She
But it's more of the like. It's
Yeah.
more of the
What do you get the person that has
the
everything?
idea of the present rather than like
yeah.
the need for someone else to buy her something.
How much more money does she have than him?
Oh, hundreds.
Oh,
of
I
millions
can't.
of
She's
dollars
lapped
more.
him a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
She's got to be close to being a billionaire.
She is a
1,000%.
billionaire.
I think she owns her own like songs now. So like
Yeah, Taylor's
all
version.
No,
the
yeah,
publishing.
she's for sure in the billionaire.
Yeah.
In her
I
billionaire.
mean, I
era.
only use Taylor's versions now. I only listen to Taylor's version.
Wait, how do you know?
Well, it says in the title Taylor's version.
Really?
Yeah, she re-released all of her songs as Taylor's version, the ones that she owns. And
So she must have bought the masters not in reverse perpetuity, but like going forward.
I don't know how it works. I know her first album or her first like record deal was not good,
Yeah.
and so she somehow bought her tracks back, or would just changed enough about them to legally re-release them.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
So
So we should talk about the Super Bowl. This
Let's-
is a sports podcast. We spent a little bit
yeah,
of time talking
let's
about
talk about the
Valentine's
Super
Day.
Bowl because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that 8/10 of that Super Bowl was incredibly boring.
What? That's stupid.
That it was a close game. It was not a good game.
It was a great defensive game.
I was so bored for most of it. It was just field goals and fumbles and punts, and I was just like,
it was like nerve wracking because you didn't know who was gonna like really make the like catastrophic mistake.
yeah, I just got
And it
to
turns out it was Kyle Shanahan.
yeah, shocker. All right, let me just take 30 seconds and gloat. Can I?
You can.
I'm gonna take
We
30
were gonna get here.
I'm gonna
knew
take
we
30
were.
seconds to Kyle
Ugh.
Shanahan. Ha 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 ha. I hope you have zero happiness until you apologize for what you did to the Falcons. I hope you not only lost the Super Bowl, I hope you then woke up with just white hot diarrhea. And that you had to sit and have diarrhea as you thought about how you've blown 2 Super Bowl leads.
Three.
3.
He blew the one in 2022.
That's true. That's true, Kyle. I hope you're just the saddest man right now. Anyway, so you enjoyed the quote defensive struggle as two teams failed to convert on a lot of third downs.
It was more interesting than the track meet that I think we all thought we were gonna get. I think we think of Patrick Mahomes as and that offense is this high-powered offense, which it wasn't. And I think what we saw, which was reality, is that the reason these two teams were in the Super Bowl was because they have great defenses and good offenses. But their defenses were by far their strength. And so it was fun to watch those defenses play the chess match of the game, play the field position. And again, it's old school football, which I'm a fan of. And, watching running backs be really the key to offensive movement and having to figure out a run game, specifically on the Kansas City side. The 49ers ran the ball with ease. Christian McCaffrey played out of his mind, especially in the first half when they gave the ball to him.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan stopped running. Sound familiar?
It does. I don't want to crap on him because I actually think he's a really great coach, and I actually think he's like a brilliant offensive mind. I knew that when they came out and threw the ball like 4 times, like 2 series in a row, that Nate, you were sitting on the couch, apparently not drinking a beer, we hit in pre-show, but just gloating, like instantly being like, oh, I see what's going to happen, and this makes me happy.
Yeah, I was like, welcome to the Kyle Shanahan experience, 49ers fans. Welcome back, I guess.
Yeah, 2020, same thing.
Yeah.
They lost to the Chiefs. They had the lead. I think they were up 10. I think they were up 10 points going in the second half again.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel anything anymore when I watch sports. I think I was just watching, going good.
When do you feel something?
I really think
I can think of a few scenarios maybe, but I'm just curious.
It's been a while since football has made me feel anything.
Okay.
Might have been 2016, the last time football made me feel anything. I think the last time that I had
You felt nothing when Georgia won the national championship.
I forgot about those. Those were fun.
Okay.
My relationship with Georgia football is
secondary.
Is secondary. It's also complicated. No, that was
What's
fun.
complicated about it?
I don't like some of the people that anyway. I would say the NFC Championship when the Falcons beat Aaron Rodgers. That's one of the happiest moments of my life. We're going to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is sad. It's the last game in the Georgia Dome. We're sending the Georgia Dome off.
The Braves have won a World Series since 2017.
Yeah, I'm some football. The World Series I cried.
Right.
So that was a release of like 30 years of.
You've been married since 2017.
Yeah, marriage is great.
Okay.
It was a good day.
It's a good day. Interesting.
Real happy. I cried during marriage.
Okay.
Good tears. I'm not just like at the altar sobbing that I can't play video games and drink margaritas
Cheetos
anymore.
Out of your hood anymore. That's an old callback.
Yeah, now it's a Smart Pop or whatever it is.
Did you do that? Were you one of the people that did the Cheetos out of the hood?
Sometimes.
I
did. I don't like getting things on my fingers.
When this came up, he didn't have a friend like you in the studio, and we railed on him for weeks for this idea of putting food in a hood and eating it as a bowl in front of our faces.
Yeah.
You did this in front of people?
No, not in front of.
He told the story that he did it, and naturally.
At least you have some shit.
The rest of us.
You do a dry fit hoodie, so you're not gonna get like a bunch of pilling.
You're not selling this to me like I'm gonna come on your side of this. All right.
I don't need anybody else because here's the thing about a hoodie bowl. It's a bowl for one. So I don't need anybody else. I don't need you putting a second straw in my milkshake. I'm fine. So
he's like, here's the thing. Libby leaves me. Hoodie bowl's coming back, baby.
Hoodie bowl's coming back. I need to go find that hoodie again. I haven't worn it in a while because I don't wear as much dry fit stuff anymore.
just to put a bow on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy the overtime?
The overtime was exciting.
Okay.
Overtime was exciting. I'm so glad that Kyle Shanahan made the wrong call. I'm so glad that it came out afterwards that his team wasn't prepared at all.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Andy Reid's team, 100% prepared. They knew what they were going to do if it went into overtime. I also kind of like there was an aspect of I do not think it was rigged, but if you already thought it was rigged and then you watch this play out, you had a tough night because you watched not just overtime, but overtime where Mahomes had to
Fourth
score.
down conversions.
Fourth down, and Mahomes is the one running around.
I mean, the Chiefs shot themselves in the foot in the first half.
Yeah.
They were trying to like bury themselves in that game. Multiple fumbles after big plays. It was, again, there was a lot of mistakes happening in the first half across the board. But I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Patrick Mahomes just putting everybody on their back, running for I think like 50, 60 yards in the second half.
Yeah.
Deciding that he wasn't going to lose, and he didn't.
I'm ready to say he's the GOAT.
That's just because you hate Tom Brady.
That doesn't matter.
Patrick Mahomes said, I struggle with even this thought process.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady beat me in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy that's saying the right thing. What he doesn't want to say is a roided up, plastic faced Tom Brady beat me in the Super Bowl. Therefore, it's not legitimate. I'll say that for you, Mahomes. You didn't lose to Brady.
That's what he needs.
You
right
lost
now. He
to
needs
RoboCop.
Nate Owens to show up and be his defender.
I got you, Patrick. I got you, buddy. Yeah. Okay. Let's two things that did not happen on the field that I want to talk about. First is Travis Kelce bumping into Andy Reid, and everybody losing their minds
because he looked like he was going to murder him.
He did, and also let's be honest, Andy Reid, he's not as spry as he used to be. So the idea that he lost his footing a little bit, I don't think it was going to take much. Seeing it in slow motion looked really bad.
Yeah.
But Andy Reid said they're fine. Travis Kelce said they're fine. And then a bunch of people on TikTok were like, they're not fine. And I was like,
they're fine.
I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce is the most competitor of all time. And he is one of those players. The only people that have a problem with this on TikTok are people that never played sports.
Yes.
Because if you played sports, there was always like the one or two people that like they had the crazy switch, but it shot them into like this world that was like destructive and I'm trying to think of like the Marvel where like the one of the Marvel universes where like you like the bad guy like ingests something and it makes him into the crazy it's the one that you love where
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I really appreciate literature.
I was trying to relate to you on the Marvel comic thing. It's stupid anyway.
I don't think you were right. I think you were thinking about DC and Bane.
No, I'm not. Don't send me down this rabbit hole because I don't want to do it.
So the superhero that
ingests... Thor. No, it's the Thor. It's the Thor universe. The
You're
Thor
talking
series.
about Dark World? Where the second
Dark
one,
World guy.
In the ether.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Thank you.
It was bad.
Thank you, Joel.
I love how he's like a jock in a room with two nerds. He's like, I'm trying to fucking relate. I gotta go cold dip.
You guys like this? It's
dip.
the nerdy thing with the guy he ingests something and then he's like,
You guys, I'm surprised you don't have like a manifesto about
Thor 2 Dark World
Yes.
is regarded as one of
the weaker
of the Marvel movies.
Okay.
I also have my own issue with the state of the MCU right now anyway, so.
But don't you? Okay, we'll come back to the Super Bowl.
We don't need to talk about the.
Let's say this is a white man only
Travis-
podcast today.
Travis
Now it's
Kelce-
time to talk about MCU.
Travis Kelce is the you don't get in his way. Like
You don't get in his way.
He is a super evil football player, and like when he is competitive, you just have to understand like he is going to say things, do things that he would not normally say. And you just have to, like, as a coach, you just have to, like, be willing to, like, try to guide it.
Yeah,
and I think that's what he's doing.
Andy Reid's dealt with him before. This isn't the first time they've interacted. Like,
1,000%.
If Travis Kelce came up to me and bumped me and started screaming at me, it's a different conversation because we don't know each other.
Totally.
And also, and I don't know how deep this is, ESPN Sarah Spain retweeted this yesterday on Twitter, where there was somebody that was breaking down of like everybody's crushing Travis Kelce, but it's because, and this is their words, they're like, we live in a society where we tell men not to react to anything. And they were like, nobody would have cared if Travis Kelce had just sat down with his like head in his hands and just let this just seep and steep and affected him that way. They're like, the fact that he expressed himself in what is fine on a football field, you don't want him doing that to people in real life.
For sure.
But there's context of within a sport.
So I don't.
If I threw a baseball at somebody's head on the street, I'm getting arrested. If I do it in a baseball game, I'm protecting my teammate.
I don't watch ESPN anymore because it's actually just absolute crap 90% of the time. Just regurgitation of the same thought process. So apparently I'm picking up now that this has been a story since the Super Bowl.
I don't know if it's been a story on TV.
Okay.
I know it has been on social media that I am around.
Okay, so people are talking about this interaction.
Yes.
After they won the Super Bowl. And when this interaction happened, they were losing the Super Bowl.
They were losing.
And Travis Kelce had 1 or 2 touches.
Yeah.
He's the best tight end in the history of the sport. People need to chill the fuck out, dude.
What happened was a lot of people were like, and it was, look, I'm not going to generalize. It was a lot of Swifties that were like, this is a red flag.
Their first and so most of those people, again, coaches in the NFL are different than coaches in every other aspect of that you've ever experienced. They're not high school coaches. They're not college coaches. There's not a authority structure necessarily. Like, they're all professionals, all adults trying to do a job. And I need to drink this water now, apparently, because I can't talk.
I did see online where people said they think Taylor Swift got the ick in real time.
Got the ick? What's the
got
ick?
The ick. Apparently the ick is a thing that makes you want to break up with somebody. And they said it was when Kelce was on stage yelling and screaming and celebrating. They panned to Taylor, and apparently she did not look super pleased, which I don't know what that means. And a lot of people were like, we think that she got the ick by hearing him scream Beastie Boy lyrics into a microphone.
It seemed like they were just fine at the after party.
Right. They were doing okay. Also, shout out to Jason. Just 100% celebrating his brother. Full out Chiefs gear, Rey Mysterio mask at karaoke.
Well, he has no team allegiance anymore. He's not an Eagle anymore.
Well, that's not 100% confirmed.
He is for sure retired.
I think, I don't know. I'm not going to let Adam Schefter break that for
Would
him.
you like to bet on it?
No.
You don't want to bet on it?
I do not want to bet on it at all. I think he's retired.
Okay.
But I don't think he was going to let Adam Schefter scoop him. I don't think he will officially announce his retirement for a while.
Okay. All right. So anyway, back to the MCU that you're not apparently happy about.
Yeah.
So
also,
Deadpool.
Artchild16 did say they thought that you were talking about Hulk and Wanda. So we're not the only people that didn't get it.
Okay. All right. The Deadpool.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
I don't have high hopes.
Now part of the MCU.
Yeah, I don't have.
Does that happen in the comics?
No, but they're never really separated like they are in movies and the comics. So it's like there's not going to be like a. There are universal crossover events.
Okay.
In the comics, but nothing like
That'd be
this.
so cool.
Maybe there's a lot of stuff I thought was going to be cool that I watched, and I was like, this was not cool at all.
Like what?
Look.
Top 5 worst parts of the MCU.
For me personally.
Yeah, you. No, you. What do you speak for? Like a global entity?
No, yeah, there's some stuff that's like, all right. I thought the fact that it took them 3 movies to get Spider-Man to a place where he's good and relatable and entertaining, I didn't like that. The Disneyfication of Moon Knight was very frustrating.
I didn't see that one.
That's, I mean, if you don't know who Moon Knight is, it's probably fine. If you have zero context to who he is and you don't care at all if they follow a good storyline or if they, make him why people enjoy those comics, then that's fine. You'll probably love Moonlight. Ant-Man, whichever Ant-Man was the latest one, where it's literally just a bunch of green screen floating heads. Like, it's an hour and a half of Dick Van Dyke dancing with penguins and Mary Poppins. Was the last Ant-Man movie.
The one where they go down to like
Quantumania.
the quantum,
Yeah.
the quantum one.
That
It was. I watched the movie through the person sitting next to me on the plane. They watched the movie, and I gathered enough of the movie by not listening to it, but like catching plot points. I was like, okay, I get it. I don't need any more.
That movie was bad.
Okay. All right.
I will say I feel.
Well, it also has the abusive guy. What's his name that like came out and is going
Jonathan,
to jail?
Yeah, Jonathan Majors is in it.
He had a moment. He was in every movie for a hot second.
He was about to be in the next 10
Speaking
MCU movies too.
He was about to become like the biggest star.
Yeah, he was
like,
the next
in
Thanos.
Hollywood. Because like he had Creed.
Yep.
He had the like
flying
World
movie,
War II
the
movie.
World War II movie.
and then he
That World War II movie
he's
is hard
about
to
to be
watch.
Kang.
In the best way.
Or he was
Really hard to
Kang.
watch at the end.
Yeah, there's just a lot where superhero movies in general are becoming the Western. There is 100% superhero fatigue. It's happening.
That's probably true.
Everybody is trying to quickly cash in, and like just it feels like the very last days of crypto where everybody's just like cashing in quickly, and it's just like just do whatever. Just get me out.
There's some people out there right now that are like, no, crypto is still in, man. There's still Bitcoin is gonna go again.
Yeah, and there's gonna be some things that go and watch. Like there's gonna be a lot of people that keep watching like the MCU, and that's fine. And the MCU is gonna make a good one every once in a while. Every once in a while, you're gonna get a Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the James Gunn DC universe stuff is gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be fine. I just like I'm also getting older. Stuff's not catered to me anymore.
I mean, it is getting lesser. I'm a big like Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion was terrible.
It's terrible. It had.
What is that?
They did like a Nick Fury series,
Yeah.
and the series that it's based on is really good. And they're like, we're doing our own thing, and it's the most incoherent from episode to episode. Where you're like, do you guys know what the last episode was gonna be like in the writing or the editing of this?
Yeah.
No.
Or it just feels like they're like, all right, every episode is a different team, and they cannot talk to each other.
It was really
Wow.
bad. It feels like when you watch old Seinfeld episodes and you're like, man, a cell phone would make this a 30-second episode.
So if you were gonna fix the MCU, what are the 3 things you would do to fix it?
I honestly don't know if you can fix it at this point.
No, just play the game. This is a good clip. Play the game.
If anything is going to fix it, it is what they might do with Deadpool, which is resetting a lot. Now, granted, I do not trust them with Deadpool because I just think that's going to be a very Disney-ish. They're going to make a couple winks to the camera. There'll be a couple dirty jokes. They'll call it R-rated because they'll have 2 F words in it. And they'll just like I don't think it's going to be very good. I think it's going to be incoherent. I think they're going to focus
Green Lantern all over again.
No, I think it's all going to be like, do you remember this character? Don't you like this character? Aren't you happy that you're seeing this character? Clap for us. Like that's what it's going to be, a bunch of cameos that don't mean
So you have no solution.
anything. No, it's just all fan service cameos. They don't care about the story. They care about making money, and the thing that makes money is these massive movies where nobody involved really cares about the product.
So what do you want them to do then? Like what are you looking forward to? I mean, you're a big movie guy. You're a big comic book guy.
The MCU broke me.
Okay, so we've established on this episode, Nate hasn't experienced joy in sports since 2017 or in football.
Quantumania, Moon
Movies
Knight, and
are
Secret
gone.
Invasion. I just like
And Valentine's Day,
Valentine's Day is a lot of fun.
a lot of fun.
I think they just need to go back to actually letting directors have more freedom.
Yeah.
Actually caring about scripts and not trying to shove out 3 movies and 4 series a year.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they
probably true.
literally, because that Quantumanium sucked because they're like, okay, this is the 3rd Ant-Man, but it has to lead in to introducing the overall bad guy of the new
World,
of the
new
new
phase.
world, and like everything, all the stuff that's really bad are the ones where they're like, this has to come out so we can explain the overarching stuff, opposed to what was fun in like the way they built up Thanos is like, oh shit, Thanos is in the end credits scene of Avengers 1. And then you're like, and some people talk about him in 2 other movies, and then he just comes out as a badass in the final one. We don't need all the interconnectivity. You can let the nerds right in. but they're just trying too much to make
That's probably true.
everything because they're like, all right, well, we did it with Avengers, we did it with the first 3 sagas. Now, like the first 3 phases, now we're gonna do that again, but we're getting more money. It's just the typical. There's too many producers, and it's too. I know it was always about money because it was Disney, but like they
it's all about money. Period.
But like the
There's
first,
no one making
a lot of the
movies for fun.
a lot of the first movies were really good, and like the first 3 phases because they made a good fun movie. I mean,
Yeah.
but it was slow. Like there wasn't a pacing.
Yeah, there wasn't like a we gotta get to this, we gotta get to this.
Totally.
Also, we now have to start doing because like the end of Shang-Chi, which I thought Shang-Chi was fun. It's got like good fight scenes, but at the end of it, they're like, and now we got Wong, and now we got Captain Marvel, and they're all talking because do remember this is Avengers like 3.0 now, and I'm just like let that happen naturally.
Yeah.
And
also,
not shoving it down. That's why Secret Invasion and Quantumanium sucked.
let movies feel different.
I felt Joel's frustration. I feel like both of y'all's frustration in this moment.
It's a frustration.
Joel's gonna need to pull up a chair because he's gonna keep talking so much. He's gonna have to be on camera.
That's fine with me. I think also like there's something to, and this is definitely me, and it's definitely something I need to talk to my therapist about.
Do you have a therapist?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something to like you felt that you earned things with nerd culture in like the 90s.
Jeez.
And then now it's like it's so mainstream.
Your pain was so
And
deep as a nerd back then that you were owed something.
It was you had to like pursue things, and like not everything was good, but you were like, you know what, this feels like at least they care. Like, and then you get to this point
but you
where
still
now
have all of those
no,
things.
you don't,
You
'cause
still have
now
the
you've got a
comic
bunch
books
of
and
you've got a bunch of Disney adults dressing up as these characters that they don't understand. You have a bunch of people that are and Disney's just churning stuff out. They don't care about it at all. Nothing feels unique or different, or there's no like storytelling anymore. They're all just like, oh, you like Spider-Man? Well, here's Spider-Man. Oh, you like the other Spider-Man? Here's the other Spider-Man. We're like, what are they doing? Nothing. We don't really care about what they're doing. They've been frozen in amber until Tom Holland unfroze them for something. Like, it just, none of it makes sense. And now they're just like, hey, do you remember this guy? Now he's back. And they're going to bring back Iron Man at some point because they're going to dip and they're going to think that changes everything if they resurrect Robert Downey Jr. And
it would for me.
It's going to fix some things. I think it's just like, and then the Disney park side of it, I think what truly broke me, 100%.
We're getting to it. We're getting to a core memory.
When I saw Moon Knight as a Disney character at the park, and they were like, Moon Knight's now at Avengers Tower or whatever. And I was like, that
was some kid's like,
he's a serial killer. Moon Knight is supposed to be just this schizophrenic serial killer.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie.
Right. And it doesn't matter. Anything that I tell you about Moon Knight as in the comics, it's not going to spoil anything about the show. That's one of the issues I had with the show.
So he's an anti-hero in the show, but just not quite as crazy?
He's a psychotic anti-hero that's like mean and funny and does not get along with other people. And then they get
Deadpool.
Oscar Isaacs. Well, no, but he's not like quippy.
Okay, but
It's
minus the quippiness.
It's a grumpy kind of humor.
Okay.
Like there's so much like
Deadpool.
at one point Dracula owes him money. Like that's phenomenal. And then Mr. Knight is like his more detective
we're
side.
about to lose people. You're going off the cliff.
It's
people
fine.
Don't care anymore.
I'm saying that they made
People don't care.
Once I saw him
I wanted
in
three.
the Disney parks.
I wanted a 3-part. This is what we got to do to fix it.
There's nothing to fix it.
That's all I wanted.
The only thing that will fix it is to just fire everybody and stop making these movies for 20 years.
Well, the thing that
you want to talk about the halftime show?
Yeah, the thing that they don't need to fix was Usher's halftime show.
Usher's halftime show, phenomenal. As I just complained about stuff not being catered to me anymore, boy, was that directed right at my age group.
It worked out well for me.
Yep.
My wife turned the TV off. Said, "You're coming with me." It worked out great.
At halftime?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't last that long. And the halftime's like 30 minutes. It checks out. It's
Okay.
good.
Did you miss any of the game?
No.
Dan's like, just the basics. Just the basics.
All right. Good for Dan.
Usher did all that he needed to do for the
At
world.
what point in the halftime show?
I mean, not far in.
Was it just immediate?
I mean, I think it brought her back to a special place in her life.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if it was like right at the end.
No.
Because I get it. When he was roller skating,
No, it was before. I saw the roller skates as a
Okay.
highlight.
I never thought roller skating was cool.
It's not. It's not cool.
Usher didn't make roller skating cool?
No, I was like in the highlight. I was expecting the highlight to read "He fell."
No, of course not. Usher didn't like nobody fell.
You would fall on roller skates. Those things are
I'm terrible at roller skating.
treacherous.
Yeah, we used to
Have
go
you
to
ever tried the 4-wheel roller skates?
not since elementary school because we used to go for
You would go to the skate rink.
I would go to skate country
Jesus.
and the entire time
Dude,
I would
your origin story is just comics trying to win the roller skating race.
Oh no, I never actually got out on the rink. I hated roller skating, but
The
elementary
carpet on the
school-
walls always got me.
Yeah, they would give you those free passes for your elementary school's night. And so I would go to skate country and just play arcade games the whole time in roller skates.
In roller skates.
Well, they don't let you not wear roller skates.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. I was like
That's just like on the
5.
out on the ring. You can just walk around normally.
I didn't know that. I was always just like trying to balance playing NBA Jam.
Nate, I'm so
just
sorry.
playing X-Men arcade game as my feet are sliding out from under me the entire time. No, it was a great halftime show. I did find out Justin Bieber was asked to be a part of it.
Really?
And he said, "I'm not feeling it." Do you think that would have been good or bad?
I mean, I know he's in a interesting place in his life right now where like he just performed at the NHL All-Star game, but that was the first time that he had performed I think in like a couple years. So I think it's a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been great. I think we all would love to see Justin Bieber back doing his thing. It just seems like he feels about music what you feel about the MCU. You and Justin Bieber are the same.
Come through, Justin. Let's talk. Let's compare Quantum Mania to Baby, and we'll go from there. It was
Baby
good.
was a classic.
Yeah.
Quantumania not. So let's not do that.
It was great to see Ludacris. That was a lot of fun.
That was great.
One question I have, and maybe
I
y'all,
froze from Too Fast, Too Furious. Just
Yeah.
took me right to the movie.
maybe y'all can answer this for me. Was Lil Jon always swole?
No,
Okay,
this is a Lil Jon Lil Jon started cold plunging
because he looked like when Ludacris had the big arms in that one music video.
for sure.
Because he looked like he wasn't working out everything. Lil Jon literally looked like he was just doing arms for
Skipping
the
leg
past
day.
6 months.
Skipping like that.
They were huge. And he's wearing the tank top, and I was just like, man, good for Lil Jon.
I think he probably worked out and also cut some like of the weight.
He was pretty dehydrated while he was up there too.
I don't know if that was
Just right before he
I
went
don't know
up.
that he went on like a weight cut. I think he's probably been on a journey. It's not like he's been on stage a bunch.
No, he's doing a meditation album now.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Are you gonna start cold plunging to Lil Jon's
Hell yeah.
meditation album?
I'm super in on that.
Yeah. You're cold. It's just that the whole time.
I'm kind of in. I'll try it. I'll try anything once.
Oh, it was great though. Now a lot of people also were talking about Usher hugging Alicia Keys.
It felt sensual.
That was quite an intimate hug.
Y'all need to comment down on this. Okay, listen. I saw the hug and I saw the music. I want to rewatch it. They're just fucking dancing for it was nothing. I get what you are saying.
Triggered.
Because everyone's like,
So
I'm reading this. If you saw people like that in like a random public place, sure. This is a fucking performance. They're two hot people that are making people think about fucking, i.e. Dan and his wife.
Apparently.
That's what they're trying to do. I'm just saying, because I don't feel bad for celebrities because of how rich they are. I feel bad because they get no privacy and everything they do is like under
Put under
such
a microscope.
scrutiny. But literally, it was a fucking dance move, and it was to do this. But you know what? They're just, who gives a shit?
Yeah. I mean, they just sang a song about how they're together.
Yeah, and they didn't pop a titty out.
No.
Like,
And that's so the
Hey,
bar,
we want this to maintain some monetization.
that's what I'm
Chill
just
out.
saying. This is old,
the bar is set pretty low for Super Bowl halftime shows.
yeah, just don't expose a woman's breast without her knowing about it.
Yeah.
You know.
I will say my boo was the first time I realized, and this was because this was middle school for me, I think.
My boo.
That was the first time I learned that people who sing duets aren't always together.
When they sing?
Yeah, a little bit of magic in my life was lost. I really thought growing up that like, well, they're singing about love together. They have to be in love. And then I said that, and somebody was like, Usher and Alicia Keys are not together. And I was like, they just sang a duet about being together? And they're like, yeah, people just do that. And I was like, a little bit of magic was lost.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. MCU and now duets.
So, Yeah is one of the greatest songs of all time. I'm glad they got everybody back together. I'm glad everybody got their little moment. It was fun. Now, there's a lot of Super Bowl halftime shows out there. Does this rank in the top 10 for you, just off the top of your head?
I'd put it top 10. I'd put it top 10. I mean, I probably wouldn't put it top 5.
Top 5 would be tough to do off the top of my head. I still think that Bruno Mars should be in every single Super Bowl halftime show.
I mean, Beyonce's, Bruno Mars,
Coldplay. Still, the greatest Super Bowl halftime decision of all time was Coldplay singing one song.
Katy Perry's was good.
Yeah, I mean they've all been. I don't think there's been a bad one.
Oh yes,
in
there
a
has.
while.
What's his name? Freaking A. He's on The Voice. He's one of the judges on The Voice.
Oh, Adam Levine.
Adam Levine's was not good.
But that. Yeah.
What are you huffing and puffing
I'm
about?
huffing and puffing because that was Atlanta.
Yeah, it was.
Like they were like, oh man, you know who would really represent Atlanta is if we grab a rich kid from California.
Yeah.
Which honestly, weirdly enough, that does kind of represent Atlanta right now. Sadly, is just a rich entitled person from California invading our city and claiming it as theirs.
The world is out to get you today.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about something you love, which is golf.
Yes.
Let's talk about golf, specifically the Waste Management Cup
Open.
The Waste Management Open, and which. So correct me if I'm wrong. This is supposed to be a tournament that's different than other ones. In the sense of like people cheer and they're allowed to make noise and they're allowed to be.
That's
humans.
the reputation of the tournament.
They're allowed
now.
to be. Yeah, they're allowed to like.
If it started years and years ago, because they have, at the time, they had the only like kind of stadium hole. So like every other golf tournament ever, like they'll have grandstands behind specific parts of the hole, but the Waste Management decided some number of years ago to like build a full stadium all the way at 360 degrees around it.
Okay.
So it's like the only, it was kind of the like effort to like take what football and soccer, like this idea of like all fans surrounding the player watching them play this one golf hole, this par 3, this kind of famous par 3. And
people are allowed to cheer.
And so then it became, people were in the stands, and then it became kind of this like rowdy, like when you enter into the stadium, like people are screaming, and it's like all of the traditional golf etiquette goes out the window.
Okay.
So people take their shirts off. Like it's evolved over time, but like yeah, people like people boo if they don't hit the green.
Good.
And that went to like, and again, it's all fueled by the amount of beer that is consumed at this tournament.
Because that's one thing that's always bugged me about golf is the silence, where I'm like, the ball's not moving. I should be able to make some noise.
I mean, the etiquette when you go to like any other golf tournament is while they're hitting, like, yeah, you are not moving and you are dead silent. Yeah. Which again, I think just to like demystify, it's not that one person is walking and moving that causes that is the issue. If everyone was always walking and moving and it was just like consistent, that's not an issue for any golfer. What's an issue is like when it's silent and then someone decides to like do something. Yeah. That is it becomes more of an issue.
Yeah, so the everything that I saw online said though the Waste Management Open went too far. That they had to stop selling alcohol. This is the drunkest I've ever seen a group of people.
I mean,
people are falling down. They're rolling down hills.
The problem is that it's basically they've taken like the most ridiculous music festival experience with like the amount of drugs and alcohol that are consumed, but there's broadcast cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's being caught everywhere, and people with cell phones and like the internet, it is like debauchery at this point in time. It running counter to the golf, and you have moments like Zach Johnson, who was the captain of the Ryder Cup this past year. So if you're not aware, in the golf world, there is one tournament that the U.S. plays Europe every other year, I think.
Do we win a lot?
Huh? We do not win a lot. We won the last time.
It's frustrating.
We won the last time.
Okay.
Previous to this past year's, and then we got absolutely destroyed. It was over day one.
Why?
And it's a 2.5 day tournament.
Okay. We gotta talk to them. That's embarrassing.
Or 3 day tournament. The point is Zach Johnson was the captain.
Okay.
And so you have all these golf fans intoxicated, yelling at Zach Johnson, and he basically that he was the worst captain in Ryder Cup history because he made a lot of very questionable decisions about the team, and he finally lost it. He lost it with like cameras all around. And it was just, guys, stop! Like it was funny to watch, but Zach Johnson is like one of the nicest guys on tour, and it was hard to watch in that capacity. But you just saw what happens when the football mainstream fanship culture finally becomes its truest form with.
So you saw
golf.
what happens when golfers have to interact with fans that are at every other sporting event.
Right. Yeah.
You saw them have to be treated like every other kind of athlete.
I mean, yes, with the caveat that this is the only sport that I can walk one step behind someone for 4 hours. And I can, if they're in the rough, I can touch them. I would be kicked out. Yeah,
don't grab golfers.
So it's not the same where like in baseball and football there's 20 yards between you and the closest player.
Not on a basketball court though. There's people sitting courtside.
Those people paid a lot of money to be there, and they're not going to be ridiculous. Like they're not going to. They're friends with the players.
How much is it to get to the Waste Management Open? How much money is it?
I mean, I would say tickets to get in were probably a couple $100.
Okay.
It's general seating. Like people run to the stadium, and so now they have other like semi stadiums at this course. Anyway, it is Bonnaroo.
Is it done?
It's done.
Did we
it's
watch?
One weekend.
Did we watch?
Thursday
No,
to
I'm
Sunday.
saying, did we watch the last Waste Management Open?
No.
That we know.
No, it is like they will have to figure out how to like try to like pull it back. But like it is some of the players' favorite tournament to play. It is the prize pool for it is one of the biggest in the season. So players want to play in it. So it is a car accident. People wear different like non-traditional golf clothes to play the tournament. Like people wore a Kobe jersey the year he passed away. I mean,
non-traditional golf clothing.
Okay,
Man.
You're talking about a sport though that has tradition.
Getting wild.
You're sitting here.
I mean, we saw Happy Gilmore. He revitalized golf.
Hold on.
No, it's
both of you nerds,
I hit a
faces.
nerve.
Okay, you're sitting here talking about how the MCU is ripping across tradition, not holding true to like what made them great.
Yeah.
And they're just ripping the soul out of those that care about the tradition of the story and like how to hold true to that. But now with golf, like how dare they hold to tradition?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
I think golf.
You are the dumbest person I've ever met. I've been kind to you in this episode, and I'm done now. I've tried to like maintain. You can't clam up at this episode because you're the only other one. Otherwise, Joel has to pull up a chair.
It took 50 minutes, and then
just
now.
So many golf rules that are so silly to me, and I respect it, but like, why are you dressing like you're a car salesman? Like,
am I dressed like a car salesman right now?
You look like you would sell me a certified pre-owned Kia right now.
No,
yeah,
you're so stupid. You're so stupid. You look like me. You look like you deliver Uber to me.
Yeah.
Uber Eats to me later. So
I would, and I would be so comfy the whole time.
I promise you, I'm just as comfortable.
I think Waste Management should go a step further. I say put windmills on the putting greens. All right, like have people go crazy, have little neon balls. I think let people touch the players. If you don't want to be grabbed, don't shank it and hit it where people can grab you. I think that would be. I think just add an element, make it kind of like a mix of a haunted house and putt putt. And then
that would be fun. Why?
Because it would just be a great time to see, just to watch people react. I think it would bring the best out of golfers. I think they would hit it in the hole so much better.
I think you're going down a rabbit hole that you didn't mean to go down.
I think I know exactly what I'm doing.
I don't. What value would that bring?
I would watch. I think
You watched already.
I didn't watch. I saw TikToks of it.
Okay.
I saw
You
TikToks.
watched. You watched. Just for the record, that is watching now. That is, that is how people consume.
I could not name you a single golfer besides, was it Zach Johnson?
Yep.
Okay, Zach Johnson,
You
Captain
couldn't do
America.
Tiger Woods.
He was there?
He wasn't. He's playing this week. He's not playing.
Okay, so he wasn't at the Waste. I don't know who else was at the Waste Management. Was it just Americans?
I mean, no. The people come from all over the world to play there.
Look at that. Man, I'm learning a lot about golf. I'm learning that we have international competitions. I'm learning that we suck.
Dan hates you so much.
That
right now.
Apparently Europe's better at this than us, and that's really frustrating.
It is very frustrating.
I really thought
we have the best players in the world, and yes, it is very frustrating.
Yeah, that all like putting the bit aside, I had no idea Europe was beating us in golf.
Yeah, it's kind of like a low key curse. Like people are like, the U.S. really struggles, especially when it's in Europe.
Yeah.
We basically never win.
Which we should do better over there, because like we're tapping into our roots. You know, like it should feel like almost more at home.
No, I don't know.
All right, what else do you want to talk about? We got 10 more minutes.
So we hit Waste Management.
Did
you listen to Beyonce's new music?
No, is it out?
I don't know.
She's doing a country album, right?
I mean, she looked like she's bringing country chic to the Super Bowl.
Okay. I like it.
I do have an issue with you bleeping out my hot take about Beyonce from my cold plunge.
Do you? Because you're alive right now, and you're here. I
No,
feel like
I'm gonna say it right now.
I understand that, Dan. When you go home, I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to go.
Let's talk about this.
Am I the right kind of person to have a hot take on Beyonce?
I am.
Because we saw what happened
My
when
hot
David.
take is not about her music
when
or
David
her
went after the
quality of
Swifties.
music or her as a person. My hot take is about Jay-Z simultaneously accepting an award
Okay.
that he then says is worth nothing because they made a mistake with his wife's award, lack of award. And I think that is like just logically like ridiculous. How do you on one hand say this means something to me, this Grammy award, but the Grammys messed up by never giving Beyonce album of the year? Maybe she never got album of the year. Maybe every year there was someone better than her. That is possible.
So Dan is
She's
saying
fantastic.
that Beyonce has never been the best.
No, she has more Grammys than any other person. She seems to write
She's never had a
great
good album.
songs. She has had phenomenal albums, none of which I've listened all the way through to, much like you've never watched a moment of golf in your life.
I've watched so much golf. I've seen them doing the so many times.
The point is how does someone get up on stage and simultaneously say, y'all made a mistake, but you're giving me an award? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I think there's plenty of times I've been like, y'all are crazy, and then like, well, we're gonna honor you, and it's like, all right, well, you're getting better.
Right.
Like, all right, you're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just don't go to the if you don't want to, like, if you really want to make a statement about the Grammys, don't go. If you're really pissed about it, don't go.
I would say, as somebody who has an ego and likes to receive awards, you can't really affect anything from the outside. You know, you got to be inside.
They're inside. Beyonce has more Grammys, I think, than anyone else in the world.
Yeah, I'm accepting an award. No matter, I'm not gonna say no matter what it is, because I don't know who all gives awards, but I think it's absolutely fine that he accepted an award and was like, also y'all need to give her more. I think he did a great job of playing both sides.
He Kanye'd. He like literally Kanye'd the situation.
A little bit.
And I think Taylor Swift won the Album of the Year award. It literally was a
she won the
cut
Album
and
of the Year
paste.
again. And look, I prefer Taylor Swift albums over Beyonce albums.
You're PC tiptoeing right now.
Yeah, because I want this to do fine.
It's gonna do fine.
I saved you by
you did not.
bleeping out.
You did not.
I did
hot
throw up,
takes. 2024 hot takes. This is what we're doing in this
I did
world.
throw up that it was
Beyonce is
just
great,
us.
but don't accept an award, Jay-Z, and then say that they messed up.
All right, we did get a question from Kristen Purdue.
Okay.
So I threw it up on our Instagram. I said, hey, y'all ask us questions. Dan and I need stuff to talk about. Otherwise, we're going to just go down a rabbit hole of MCU and golf traditions.
Which is great.
So we got one question. Thanks for that, guys. The question is, what are y'all's favorite Super Bowl / sport Black History fact?
What's our favorite Black History fact?
/ like Super Bowl sport Black History fact. Do you have one?
I don't know how I quantify Black History fact.
We'll say instead of
like,
fact,
we'll
say
Robinson.
We'll say
like,
moment.
Like, I mean,
what would you say?
breaking of the color barrier. I wasn't there for it. I don't know what we're doing here.
What's your favorite Black History moment in sports?
My favorite Black History
And look,
moment
I don't think it has to be anything crazy historical. It doesn't have to be political. Like me, King Griffey Jr. turning the hat backwards in the home run derby.
Okay.
That's
a Black History moment for you.
Is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't know.
Look, I'm
having a hard time wrapping my brain around
I get
this
it,
one.
man. Look, it's not going to make it in any textbooks. I'm telling you, as a little elementary school kid from Flowery Branch, Georgia, that was amazing. That stuck it in my mind. I'll never forget it. And then here's a really good Black History moment for me was Mike Vick getting drafted and making all the racist Falcons fans that I knew furious. It was a lot of fun.
I would say, probably the most memorable one is like Tiger winning the Masters in '96 and being the first African American to win the Masters. That for sure. Now, I do have an issue with his new brand and the Sunday Red brand.
There we go.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Sure, we can. Jay-Z, if you wanna compliment something and then bring up something wrong with something, which apparently is impossible to do. But go ahead.
We talked about rushing things earlier. Tiger, take a step back. Redo this. The brand is cool. Redo all of the manifestation of the brand.
What would you fix about it? What's bad about it?
It's just so plain, and it's like he had an opportunity to really like make something progressive in the golf world that's like fun, different, unique,
against tradition.
That lives into there's literally like a camo style golf shirt with like tiger claw marks. Like it looks like something Guy Fieri would have worn. So
the Tiger
just to put it into context, like
the Tiger Woods John Daly collection.
Yeah. I mean, it is. There's definitely gonna be utilized in tree stands more than on golf courses.
Okay.
So which bums me out because
you're not a tree stand.
I love Tiger. Yeah,
you love Tiger, but you don't like tree stands.
I don't utilize the tree stand.
You're just out in the open. That's how Dan hunts. He just goes into a field and just screams at animals.
With a knife.
Just challenging
them.
Come get me. Dan's
I would not be surprised at this at all.
That's what Dan does after his cold plunge. Is he cold plunges and then he jumps out with a knife and tries to chase down an animal.
No, I do not.
So I gotta get my heart rate back up.
Gotta get the heart.
I must sacrifice now.
Dan's like, I like cold and I like blood.
Bring me the goat.
Chase, get the goat. Every week Dan goes and gets a bag of ice and a goat from the grocery store. All right.
The eternal flame.
There we go. Let's end it on the eternal flame, which was at the Super Bowl. Did you see? I didn't know that the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium had this dumb flame that they like flip a switch on, and it's like a big ceremonial thing to light the flame, and it's just a guy going like.
No.
Yeah.
They showed the guy going.
Yeah, it was at the end of one of the end zones, and it's this big. It looks like I think Georgia Power's logo,
Okay.
It's not, but it looks like it, and it's just this orange thing that stays lit the whole game, and it's just an LED screen. It's not even a real flame.
No.
Yeah, we'll throw. I'll show it to you afterwards. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much
We did it.
for listening. I don't know who stuck around. If I'm being honest, we went on so many tangents, so niche. This was one of the weirdest episodes we've done.
I mean, what do we expect?
No, how do you feel though? You feel like it's
I feel
fun?
great.
I do too.
There's some good clips in there.
There's something. All right, my name's Nathan Owens. You can find me on Twitter at Nathan Owens Comedy,
TikTok,
Instagram,
remember?
TikTok,
No one
Nathan Owens
watches
Comedy, or
this.
NathanOwensComedy.com.
Yeah. At Dan Dunk.
There we go.
Come
Thanks.
at me, Jay-Z.